Hi class and professor, my name is Meagan Ouellette, and today I would like to talk to you about the definition and description of the women in the history of rhetoric approach, along with how this approach can be applied to Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's speech. I will be referring to her as AOC throughout my presentation. The rhetorical approach of women in the history of rhetoric can be defined and described as having a silenced history and a redefined present. This approach identifies influential female rhetorics whose work and voices have been hidden among inequality and uses feminist rhetoric language to give women a voice and a place in history. I have found by reading the articles that women have been made to be invisible and silenced for over 2,500 years. But with the help of feminist scholars, and this approach strives to make rhetorical studies inclusive. In application of the rhetorical approach, Women in the History of Rhetoric, I found that Representative AOC's viral speech regarding sexism in Congress is a perfect example of this approach and the use of feminist rhetoric. AOC is known for being an American politician, activist, and known for making history as the youngest woman in the United States Congress. Much like women over the course of history, AOC has dealt with inequality and verbal abuse from those who want to silence her. In 2020, as AOC was climbing the steps of the U.S. Capitol building, Representative Ted Yoho confronted her with foul language and name-calling. As he proceeded to make excuses for his behavior, AOC decided to speak up. And in her speech, she states, "I could not allow my nieces. I could not allow the little girls that I go home to. I could not allow the victims of verbal abuse and worse to see that excuse and to see our Congress accept it as legitimate, and to accept silence as a form of acceptance." The purpose of Women in the History of Rhetoric approach is to fight for equal rights and to create positive change. And I believe that AOC does exactly that in this speech. It's unbelievable to think that AOC and this speech, if it existed thousands of years ago, it most likely would have been hidden away and forgotten entirely by now. Overall, what I've learned is that by using powerful feminist language, as AOC did in this speech and in this rhetorical approach as it exhibits, we can continue to fight for equality and strive for inclusivity within the study of rhetorical theory. Thank you for watching.